All right, we've got a new thing to look at here, and this is a little bit different. So what we got here is the John Wick 1970 Chevy Chevelle SS from AMT 1/25th scale model kit. So what do we got in here? There's some chrome. Here's the body with the bottom floor. Here's the windshield and the tail lights. Here's the engine, firewall, the hood. Here's some interior parts. Oh, and this is really cool. Check it out. These tires actually have white printing on them already. So that is very cool. And then we have the decals, which I can't really see right now. And there's an axle rod. So that is very cool. I haven't built a car, like a person car, in a long time. So this should be interesting. So here's the instructions, which starts off with the engine, and it gives you the option of having stock parts for the valve covers. There's a huge manifold here, and some other custom accessories. And here's the stock tire, and you have the John Wick option as well. And here it gives you the stock colors, which includes the interior as matched with the exterior color. Here's the paint call out. And after you've done the engine and the tires, you can start working on the interior tub. This is the stock installation of the muffler and the engine, but this is the custom layout. And then here's the wheels getting mounted. Here's the instructions for getting the body onto the interior part. And then it talks about the decals that you might want to put on the racing stripes. So very straightforward. You know, I wish I had the ability to make it like that guy on A4 Garage, but it'll be a good enough job, I hope. The big thing will be the finish on the body, and we'll see how that works, eh? Let's take a look at what's in this John Wick box. Let's get a closer look at some of these parts here. Cut them right off the tree. Okay, it comes in, each sprue tree is packed separately in a bag. which if you're a scuba diver, you wonder why does there have to be so much plastic, but I guess that's just the way it is. All right, so what we got here is the inner engine bay, the back wall next to the firewall, and you've got some detail here with windshield wiper motor. You've got some, you know, lines that are just barely, I mean, what purpose they serve, because you couldn't really pick those out, but I don't know. Then you have your exhaust system there, your rear end differential, and then we got the hood. These are the seat backs. This is the header. Got the engine block here with the fan belt, water pump, got the oil pan, heads, there's a battery, distributor cap, and there's the distributor, or yeah, that's the distributor cap there. Here's some rear springs, fan belt, here's the front radiator, couple of shocks for the rear, and we have a steering wheel. Seems to be a little bit of a dot of insufficient plastic there in the middle. I don't know, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Okay, here we've got some chrome parts. Okay, here we've got some chrome parts. Somewhat protected, but kind of not, with this little piece of tissue paper. Okay, so these are the ones for the John Wick torque thrust mag wheels. So that's a very good feature for the John Wick car. But you also have a couple of other mags. There's this one here, and then there's the stock ones. This is the front grille. I'll have to paint this one area here green, because apparently that's got a green stripe there. There's the parking lights. And here's the rear bumper. Here's some heads. Go on top of the valve. Now we have our glass, or plastic. I'm not going to open that up yet because I don't want it scratched. But you also get the red clear plastic. Okay, so here you got your bucket seats for the front. You have a rear bench seat. The bucket seats have a console on there. The dashboard looks interesting, although I don't know, I'm going to try and bring out the detail in this stuff somehow. I don't often build car models. I built them when I was younger, but not so much now. So you got your intake manifold there. You've got a couple of head valve covers. There's a fan there. There's a blower intake, which I guess this is the air cleaner that goes on top of that. This is the stock air cleaner. Here's your wheels, the inner wheels. You also have another set of headers. These are the wheel stays, or whatever they call those, for you know, getting your wheels all lined up properly. All right, well, here's the body. I've heard good things about this body.
Oh, behave.
I may do some scribing on the doors. I wish I was as talented or driven as A4 Garage, because I would love to super detail this out, but I think I'll just build it straight out of the box on this occasion. Perhaps in the future I'll revisit it. So yeah, I guess I got to cut some parts off that are just there for support at this point. And then here's the underside of the chassis. The front suspension is molded on, and there's the gas tank. Here's the inner tub of the interior, and yeah, it's just got the bare necessities as far as any detail. I mean, it's a bas relief of detail. I mean, whatever. It's just an American car model. They didn't really ever go into too much detail. All right, but here we go. These are really a nice feature. Pad printed tires, and look at that. To try and get that kind of niceness by painting or whatever on raised details would not have looked as good. So that's a bonus. All right, and then we have the decals. And so you have a black racing stripe and the white racing stripe. You've got, you know, parking lights, side lights, details for the hood. You've got the SS decals. There are some gauge decal here. This is the movie car license plate, but you also have other license plates here. And I don't know, maybe I'll make up my own. Okay, so what we got here, I'm gonna do the blower. I don't know, is that gonna fit under the hood? I don't know. All right. So the stock one has that air cleaner on it, that air intake, and those valve covers. We don't want that. We want the high-end custom car. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue these two engine halves together with my trusty Tamiya extra thin cement. All right, well, we'll glue those two together. All right, and then we'll get what part? Part number 10, which I believe would be the water pump. And the fan belt system here. All right, and the heads. And part. I guess that's the coil, or is it the starter? It's the starter. Yeah, that's the starter motor. Okay. So I think we'll just clean these parts all up and maybe paint them separately. Some people like to put all the things together and then paint, but I like painting in sub-assemblies. Okay. Maybe we can stick these on. I'll paint them the same color as the engine block. So yeah, notice here that there's a notch on this side, but not on that side. I thought maybe I'd gotten these on the wrong end, but nope. Idiot proof. Idiot proof. So that would go in there like that there. I believe. So that all fits together then. I'm not gonna glue that on right now because I want that chrome. Chrome will get you home. Nope. Okay. So once that's all nice and hardened up, I'll come back and sand all the seams. Okay. This needs a little cleanup, I guess. I don't know. It's so weird, the edges here. Chrome. The water pump, I think we'll just paint like a gray color. Put that on separate. This one we'll paint chrome. The fan belt. I don't know, maybe we'll paint that chrome as well, and then come back with an off black for the belt itself. Okay, I guess this is an air cleaner. I've never encountered this before. It's kind of an air cleaner, but I'm going to make that chrome according to images I see on the side of the box. But you can see the level of expertise that Americans with their models. Like, it's not very good, eh? See how it shifts up and down where the seam is. It's not Tamiya. It's AMT. Okay, so I think we'll paint that just like a metal color. And then what else? Well, paint these parts separate as well. Jeez, look at that, eh? It's just so 1960s level of molding. And I would know because I built models in the 1960s. I remember that time. Okay, part 37. What's part 37? I don't know. Okay, 41, the fan blades. Right there. And we got the back of the alternator, I guess. What is that? Part 51. What does the P stand for? What is P? Plated part. So the back of the alternator is plated chrome. Okay, distributor cap. Not sure what this is. Have to do some research. Obviously for the fuel. The edges of where the fan begins and the attachment point starts is a bit unclear here. Oh well. So the tires are next on the instruction sheet, but we'll leave these to the very end, I would think. And so that brings us to the interior tub. And that means we'll work on the seats. Yeah, this 1960s style of model making. All right, so we'll clean these up, put them together, and paint them separately. What can I use to sand those edges? I wonder if I should just glue the backs on first and then sand. So here's the backs. I'm going to cut this off right now. I'm putting lots of glue on there because I want to get a really clean seam there. And I know there are some out there in YouTube land that say don't do that, but you know what? If it works, is it a bad idea? And I like it. I like to have my plastic ooze out and then I come back later and sand it off. Especially with like simplified kits like this. Yeah, we'll let that harden up, come back and clean it all up. There's not much to this one. Let's get the X-Acto knife out because that's good for cutting stubs off. So what we're going to do paint this flat black. Don't get rid of that because that'll help locate everything in the body later. Now this I really want to pay attention to because I want to make it look really good. See, I like using something like this. Like this is a soft sanding sponge, like a 3M style. And then I just took two stir sticks. And then I put Super 77 aerosol glue on both surfaces. Put it together and I've got my own custom sanding sponge here. And with edges like this, which aren't too defined, I find if you have a nice flexible sanding implement like this, it works good so that you're not digging in too much. All right. So I guess that'll fit in like that. These will fit in like that. And then you got the back seat. Voila. Okay, and so moving on, because we'll have to paint all that stuff before we can glue it together. I don't want to lose that steering wheel. That's probably what I'm going to lose. Okay, so let's take a look. We've got the exhaust system here. remove it from the sprue tree. All right, so I guess that goes in like that. So again, this is going to be built and painted separately. Where the heck is the top of that differential? There it is. Here, let's cut this off one too. And send off that plastic to the landfill to reside there for 1,000 or more years. All right. So, I guess I can glue this on at this point. Oh man, look at the detail on that. Not. So basic. Oh well. It'll look cool. It's a curbside, right? It's a curbside model. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty basic technology here. Man, things just don't even line up on this thing. Let's just make sure everything will line up when I go to glue it all together. Are those anti-sway bars? Is that what that is? The drive shaft goes into there. Okay, there's another sub-assembly ready to get painted. There's some shocks I could put on there, and these suspension springs, I can put them on now if I want. If I'm going to be doing the custom one, I got to cut these mufflers off. And I guess it's just running headers with no muffler system. Interesting. That would be pretty loud. Yeah, it shows he's just got these headers, but no muffler. No muffler. All right. So, and then after you do that, then you stick it all together. So basically, I'm just going to do a lot of painting, and then I'll be able to put it together. I could work on the grill. No, I'm going to have to wait. Okay. So I don't know, maybe I'll keep the mufflers. I don't understand how you can have a car without mufflers. It would draw a lot of attention. I guess we can put these in, the wheel mounts. I know some people proselytize for painting parts on the tree, but if you do that, you still have to come back and touch up where it was attached. So I just don't want to end up having to paint things twice. I would just rather clean them up and then paint them completely. Don't lose any parts, Jamie. Unfortunately, at this point in my life, this is the closest I'll ever get to owning one of these. I did own a 1970 Pontiac Parisienne when I moved to Vancouver. I drove all the way from Edmonton with it to Vancouver, and you know what? I loved that car. What the heck happened to it? I can't remember, but it had a fantastic front grille. I would love to own one again. So, does that go on there like that? Maybe I paint this. I was looking for this part. That's it. Glue that on. Because then I can paint the body separate and paint all this stuff in black together. I don't have to mask off the body. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use a lot of glue in case, of course, I screw up and it doesn't line up. I'll try and centralize it. Let's do a dry fit here. that little pin there. Yeah, that'll work. This is the hood. Of course, it doesn't function. It just sits there. Need to clean up the edge of this hood. There's some minor flash there, but you also have to pay attention to the gap between the hood and the quarter panel. So easy to oversand. It's just the slightest amount of flash on the edge that you need to sand. or it will look unsightly and uneven. All right, the engine block has had a chance to harden up overnight and the joint is cured. So here what I'm trying to do is just make sure that when I go to mount the air intake or blower intake, that it sits flat on this area because, because of the, lack of finesse in these parts, there is a bit of a high point, a crest, an apex where it joins up, and so I'm having to smooth that all out. Also, I'm trying to make sure that the oil pan and the bottom of this engine block will line up and not have a gap. Takes a bit of work, but I think I managed to get it to a point where it's tolerable. The fact is that I don't even know if the engine is going to be viewed. I'm not sure. I might just glue the hood down. I'm not experienced enough with cars yet to be able to maybe make a scratch-built hinge for the front hood. I've got several other projects going on at this point, so I'm a bit spread, a little thin with my attention span. In any case, as you can see, there's just ongoing cleaning up of where the seam is so that everything is on the same plane. So switching between scraping with a hobby knife and sanding with a sanding sponge, I'm getting it to where I'm okay with it. If anybody knows of any really nice Chevelle kits out there that you would recommend, maybe leave me a comment in the, what do you call it, the diddly-doo, doodly-dee down below. So I did notice that in that one series of images I had earlier in this video of the interior of the Chevelle 1970 SS, the interior had a green look to it, but I'm going to go with a black interior just to make it look more menacing and to maybe hide the fact that there isn't that much detail on the inside. Okay, here I'm just gonna test fit this blower. I put a couple of pieces together on that, as you can see. And now I'm just gonna test fit the air cleaner cover. I'm going to be painting all of this a chrome color, so I'm just putting it together. I'm not sure what those tubages are on that on the side, but if I need to, I'll pick those out with a black or whatever color they're supposed to be. All right, well, I think that's where we're going to leave this episode, and hopefully you'll come back for the next one. So I'll just say, in the meantime and in between time, that's another edition of Jet Scale Models. Y'all come back now, you hear?